This video is going to show you one of the best solo Grandmaster Pinnacle Ops farms in the game. Why do you want to farm Pinnacle Ops over Solo Ops? Well, the first reason is because I seen a poster up 2-3 hours ago on a wall saying, Caldera Sea Defense Forces, we want you, they're recruiting. And I'm like, no way, man, that's Illuminati stuff. I want nothing with it. It's fake, it's propaganda news. You need to come out of Solo Ops. There's many reasons for it. So the actual first reason is that loot. If you live in Solo Ops, you will only ever see this loot pool. You will only ever see these weapons. You will never get mint retrograde from Solo Ops. I think people are not with it yet on the loot pools of Portland, how it actually works, because you aren't inspecting engrams. I can tell the way you're talking when you're like asking me about things. I can tell there's some of you that don't even know you can inspect an engram, and that's fine. But let's get the knowledge out there. So you will only ever get these weapons, and all these weapons are good, great, by the way. But if you've played 400, 500, maybe 600 solo lost sectors, by that time you should be rolling in God roll loot. If you've got a God roll on every single weapon, there's less of a reason to play Solo Ops because you're not going to get Pinnacle Ops loot. Not only that, you'll have definitely got a God roll tech sec armor set fully for your character. You're bound to have done by now. You need to start farming a different armor set, and that means you need to come out of Solo Ops. Tech sec is brilliant, but it is niche, and it's not something that we always use in the game. It's just when we sometimes use it in the game. And that's how you need to start looking at your end game farms. You need to start building a lot of different tier 5 sets with different unique perk sets for different things that you want. You're not just going to want tech sec, you're going to want some of the different armor sets. And that's where we move on to Pinnacle Ops. Pinnacle Ops has its own unique loot. And if we inspect it, there's lots of reasons why you want to do this, many reasons. I mean, number one, you may get a tier 4 or tier 5 mint retrograde once you get above 400 power. There's a chance of that happening. So I'm fishing for a tier 5 retrograde. It may drop. If not, at least maybe a tier 4 one with a roll I want will drop. That's one reason. And then another reason is this set here, the Bushido set. Now people are taking people are saying I'm pronouncing it wrong. It's a samurai set. What you want? It's Japanese. There's swords here. You can see what it is. You can see what it is. I can pronounce this how I want. It's my video. How's about you go and make your own YT channel and pronounce it properly? And I can chime in on your channel and say, yep, that was good pronunciations, that. But until then, I'm pronouncing it how I want. I'm just calling it the samurai set because that's what it is, isn't it? But more to the point, this armor set is very good. It's not the 4-piece that's that good. It's more so that the 2-piece of it's very good. This trait here is extremely good. So is the Solstice as well, but this video is not about Solstice. So those are the reasons why you want to farm Pinnacle Ops. Not only that, I have noticed that you get far more Ascendant Shards in Pinnacle Ops as opposed to Solo Ops. Now you're going to turn around and say, well, I get Ascendant Shards on every run on Solo Ops. Well, I don't think you do. I think you're lying to me. There's no way that you get an Ascendant Shard for every single Solo Ops run. I'll tell you why. If that was the case, you would have 500 shards. Don't lie to me, son. It's a 30 cap. There's no way Solo Ops is giving you an Ascendant Shard every run. It's not giving it for me. It's giving me sometimes. I can guarantee you that in Pinnacle Ops, you are getting sometimes 2, even 3 Ascendant Shards. If you get an A rank card on Pinnacle Ops, man, you're getting a lot of Ascendant Shards, and that's going to be important for endgame. You're going to have to start masterworking your gear at some point, and it's very costly now. It's 2 or 3 shards now to masterwork a tier 5. It's a lot. So that's the thing about Pinnacle Ops is that you're getting far more Ascendant Shards in this, and it's a better loot pool that you're picking from. So those are the reasons. Anyways, let's come on to this. So technically the fastest farm on the Pinnacle Ops is the Whisper. You can get this done in 8 minutes solo, potentially 7 depending on how good you are. Average players will probably be 10 minutes, but there are some tips to speed up the Whisper, and that's what this video is covering. Now then, the other Pinnacle Ops on a solo basis are slower, but they do have more completion rewards. I've already showed you the Kells Fall farm, and it's solstice right now. I've showed you the Kells Fall farm, and you can do this on Titan, Warlock or Hunter. It averages between 10 to 12 minutes on a solo basis, even sub 10 for some people. So the Kells Fall farm, it's very good because it doesn't take a lot out of you and it doesn't knock your head in. Whereas Starcross does knock my head in. I know how to farm this mission. I know all the skips with it. I know what to do, what not to do. I can farm this solo in 11 minutes, but I really don't like farming it because it's a pain. You got to remember symbols. What symbols is it? The phalanxes that are annoying to kill. Yeah, you can solo one side of the farm boss. I've showed you how to do that. But it's just not an enjoyable... Maybe I may do this once today because it's plus 3 bonus drops. After that, I won't. Now with Encore on a solo basis is very slow compared to the rest. I mean, there is a strat here and I see something where you can farm this solo in 15 minutes. But it would require a lot of speedrun techniques and a lot of effort to get that time down to 15 minutes. I was averaging 17 or 18 minutes, which isn't good enough in my opinion. It's free drops though, mind. So you are getting free drops, so it's actually not bad. I'm going to see if I can try and get this down to 15 minutes. But today, we're focusing on the Whisper, because this can be done in a very fast time. So the card. So the card is going to be heavily driven to a build that I'm using. So let's look at the card, right? So, number one, get it a B+. If you get it B+, you will get A grade. I'm getting A grade on all my cards. Just because of the amount of speed time boost you're getting off this, you automatically get A grade on Pinnacle Ops. Because Pinnacle Ops gives you a hell of a lot more time than Solo Ops, which means you get more time boost score, which means this will turn into an A grade. And I'm getting A grade for every run. That is probably why I'm rolling in Ascendant Shards, because of this, right? So, mods. Now, you need to match your power to the card at the very minimum, right? Now, I'm 430. Well, I'm actually 433, 434 actually, but my gear doesn't say that. But anyways, match the card to your power. I'm using Solar Hunger. It is OP. Solar Hunger's here. And Difficult Solar Threat, because it gives me the right distribution for this card. And then we go to this Grenadier. If Grenadier is ever up, this farm is an incredible one. Make sure you're looking out to see if Grenadier is ever up on GMs, because if it is, oh man, there's some real build crafting you can do. I'm using Fired Up. This gives infinite heavy ammo. Radiant Joy is a nice little additive to my build, so I can do a little bit of build crafting with that. That's alright, that's nice. It's okay, this. There's other mods I could use. Don't use Solar Storms. It seems to be bugged and it's interfering with your weapons and it's interfering in a lot of things. It doesn't seem nice to play Solar Storms. Take it off as soon as you can. Alright, so you've had the card. Now on with the actual build. Weapons, Retrograde, Tommy's Matchbook. Why? Because Tommy's Matchbook is Edge of Fate weapon, and I foresee a meta coming or forming around Tommy's Matchbook this season. We are in a solar meta, and Tommy's Matchbook has climbed the meta ladder almost to point to S plus probably. You know, it's going to be extremely good now, Tommy's Matchbook. I'm using my famous Trials LMG because it's got Burning Ambition. It's OP as hell. It's incredibly strong. Artifact mods, Radiant Shrapnel, Shield Crush, Elemental Daze, and Favor and Shield. That's all that matters. Nothing else really matters for this run. And obviously Barrier Pulse, that's nice. But there's no Barrier Champ, so don't worry about that. So I'm using Starfire Protocol. Yeah, I've now delved into this finally. I'm finally on there. I'm rocking a 170 grenade stat. I recommend as much grenade stat into this as possible, but I also recommend try and get a nice super stat, at least 100 minimum. 100 minimum. I'll explain why that is in a minute, and try and get a good weapon stat. You don't need much class ability stat because of the build, because Starfire Protocol will give you your nade back. Starfire Protocol says empowered weapon damage. That also includes Radiant. Starfire Protocol got a massive buff. This tooltip needs it updated. It hasn't updated. Essentially, you're going to get massive bumps from Radiant damage, not just empowered damage. Alright, so here's the armor mods. Right, I can give you a dim link. Hopefully everything's alright and I haven't got a mod out of place. Weather Radiance goes on. I am using a mobile version of Starfire. I'm using a mobile variant of it. It's Phoenix Dive, Celestial Fire, Fusion Nade, Heat Rises, Touch of Flame, Fragments Was, Ember of Solace, Ashes, Torches, and Empyrean. Heat Rises will speed up your Whisper runs tenfold because you can skip the jump and puzzle at the start. This is what developed my whole strategy around this. And combining Heat Rises with Phoenix Dive will give you restoration. Therefore, you start your Ember of Empyrean needs for infinite restoration with this build. It's more of a mobile, versatile setup. Don't get me wrong. Protocol can be set up in different ways, in different needs and different factors. You can have it more lockdown, you can have it more versatile, you can have it more mobile. There's different ways, but right now, today, this is what I'm showing you. This is the best for what we're doing right now. Okay, so that's all the build information. On with the run. Okay, so on with the valuable 8-minute solo run. So you want to make your way past these thrall, jump over to the chasm where the unstartable champion is and jump over his head. You don't need to kill every single champion in this, but there are instances where you do need to kill every single champion, but that one can be skipped. Take down the blight, and this is where we're going to do the jump puzzle. This is the skip, right? Now, I'm not using the slammer because slammer is a non-edge of fate weapon, and I have old wives' tales mythologies about old gear, and I ain't using no old gear until 450. So, slammer loyalists, you're going to have to put that sword down. There will be a new Edge of Fate Eager Edge sword. It'll be coming up. I don't know if it's in Ashen Iron or whatever. Right, use your Heat Rises to consume your nade, and you're going to make your way over this great gap. Now, there's an invisible wall right there above your head, so drop down a little bit and then reactivate your jump. There are some invisible ceilings here, so you need to keep gradually dropping down and dropping down. Heat Rises will give you infinite jump. It'll give you an infinite boost, a glide, whatever you want to call it, and this is why it's really good. This is saving at least, maybe even 2 minutes. I would, because I actually done some yesterday, and I was doing 10-minute whisper runs with no puzzle skip. 10, 11-minute runs. I was like, I need to do this with the skip. Definitely. It saves so much time, it really does. And that's what gave me the whole idea. I was like, okay, let's go to Heat Rises. I want to play with Protocol today. I want to play with Starfire. So then I just started to build from there. And I was like, alright, there is a farm. And Grenadier's up. Oh man, he does incredible damage. Starfire already does good damage. When you add Grenadier to it, oh man, it melts everything. So just watch. Just keep going. Be careful of the trapdoor, that it doesn't bump you back with the physics. Be very careful of that. Make your way over to the right here. Remember, it's the final hole. Yeah, bottom right. Well, you could call it top right. It depends on how you look at the room. It's bottom right, isn't it? Bottom right, you go down here. That's it. There's the famous green room. I think there's still infinite thrall there. I suppose there's no benefit to them now because there's no bounties that we need to really do. XP is not important anymore, but yeah, I guess they're still there. Anyways, keep making your way around this rim of this building. Just keep doing that. And you're going to come to this little Assassin's Creed perch thing. And then just keep dropping down. Yeah, and then obviously that's the jump puzzle skipped. Saves a hell. 2 minutes saved. Very, honestly, it saves so much time. So when you're ever doing a solo whisper, if it's on Titan, Warlock or Hunter, you need to come up with a plan for puzzle skip. Every class has a puzzle skip strat. Come up with a plan for it. Unless it's not worth to farm whisper, honestly. You may as well do Kel's Fall then. That's what my advice is. Anyways, rocket the 2 snipers down. Then you're going to take care of this overload here. It is overload Tommy's matchbook, so look. We can just melt him down. So what I'm going to do, consume a grenade, Phoenix Dive. This will give us restoration times 2, and that's the playback loop. I sort of fell down here a little bit. We need to overload this overload. There we go. There's honestly, the fusion nades are doing incredible. They're one-shot and champs. Once a champ is stunned and you nade them again, they die. It's doing incredible damage. Right, get in the air, and now you want to start doing your damage up in the air. Get Solar Hunger to proc. Look, watch. Solar Hunger, Ability Surge. Watch the nades fly now. Watch this. So basically, you're just going to be a floating target that's just clearing out all the ads. This is kind of like Sun Bracers, but probably better, because fusion nades probably do more damage than solar nades. I haven't tested that, but I would presume that solar nades do more damage, but that needs testing, mind. That does need testing. But I don't think Sun Bracers is the edge of gear, is it? Whereas Starfire is, so you're going to get more damage overall, aren't you? Well, Radiance goes in. 2 unstops. We need to kill them with the fusion nades. Yeah? Just do that. There we go. We melt. Whip out the LMG. You can have infinite LMG. Infinite ammo here because it's a solar weapon. Consume your nade. Do another Phoenix dive. That gives you the restoration. That's what your playback loop. Very mobile build. This is not stationary. Only when you pop a well is it stationary. The biggest threat to you is self-inflict damage from solar nades. I think because a difficult solar threat is on, it's melting. I'm melting myself. If you can kill yourself with fusion nades very easily, so don't play too close to bosses with that. Now make your way around the top side of the map. Overload's there. Look at that damage with Tommy's and nade, and then we're just going to keep nading his final unstop. You need to kill all the ads here. You cannot skip anything. You can skip the blight though. Skip it. I've got a strat. Take down the blight wall, right, and then just rocket pulse the snipers. Champs are spawning behind you. Consume a nade. Phoenix dive. There we go. And you're just going to keep nading. You'll keep getting solar hunger. That's what's giving you an increased amount of solar ability regen. That's why this farm is so viable. And it only gets better from here. This is where it really gets good. Get rid of the scions. The 2 unstops need to be killed, which that's what I'm going to do. Remember, fusion nades do stun unstops because it's ignition damage. So you just melt them, look. There we go. 2 unstops killed. Finished. Get rid of the blight wall. Drop down. I think we're 6 minutes in here. Something like that. 5 minutes. And we're already at the final boss. Consume a nade. Phoenix dive. Well of Radiance. In the wall. Do it on a wall. Because if the phalanxes knock you back, they can only knock you into the wall, not out of your well. That's what's so good about this. Well placement is very important for this. So please don't just pop a well anywhere. You will still die. It's Grandmaster Whisper, remember. Whether you're on power or not, it is still Grandmaster Whisper. And we're going to spawn in all the bosses. Watch this strat. Take out all boxes. Right, now I've got a particular positioning where I stand. And I stand exactly here. You'll be surprised. You will still die in a well if you don't do things properly. So watch. We're just going to keep popping our... throwing our solar nades, our fusion nades, sorry, and keep Phoenix diving, look, because you get weak. Just keep doing that. There's a sniper up top, but your goal mainly is boss damage while this well is up. Look at Well of Radiance regeneration. Look at the Well of Radiance generation. Get rid of that sniper because he can kill. Look at health. Keep paying attention to health. Boss is behind me. Don't go too close to him. Get rid of him from a distance because your own fusion nade will kill you if you nade him up close. Look, Well Radiance comes back. Boom. Pop another well. And now you're just going to kill the boss because that will despawn all ads. All wizards, all minotaurs, all captains will despawn. Watch. Watch. There you go. They all die. Right. You still got to well up. Kill the wizard on the other side if you can. And this side. There we go. They're both killed. And now, well, he's still up. 10 seconds of well left. This is incredible. We're coming up to our next well. Look at this strat. Send the boss immediately. Massive damage. Consume another nade. Phoenix dive. Wizard, right and left, needs to be killed. So we're going to do just that. And now I have a well for final phase. Not that I really need it, but I do have it. And we're just going to nade this blight here. Because it just means that the boss won't take immune damage. Look, and we just nade the boss to death. And that is the farm. That's quick, that. That's good, that, for this. 8 minutes. Or whatever. And look at the amount of shards I get. Anyways, that was a solo GM for Whisper on Pinnacle Ops. Hope you enjoy. Thank you.